What's up YouTube? It's your girl Rochelle and I'm back with another video. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing. You guys are the bomb.com. Now you know what it is. In today's video, we have to get our budget done for September 2021's first paycheck. So if that's something you're interested in, then stick around. All right, so what I am going to share with you guys today is what exactly I do when I prep for payday. That's what I call my budget day. I sit down and I look at everything that we need to be prepared to pay for. I look at what funds we already are working with, and I create a budget for a specific paycheck. Now we get paid this coming Friday, my husband, from his main job. And so I am going to dive right in and share what it's like to create a budget. And maybe you'll take away something that you can try in your own budgets. Maybe you can give me some ideas as to how I can make my money work for me even better. That's why I love the budgeting community. So first up, before I even open up my binder, I wanted to show you guys my monthly bill tracker. And what I do here is list out all my bills kind of around in some type of order. The first set of the bills due with the first paycheck, the second set of bills due with the second paycheck. I probably said that wrong, but you know what I mean. And basically what I have is I list each bill, the due dates, the amounts, and I will go and check off as bills are paid just to make sure that everybody got their money and to make sure that I have not been double billed, which has happened to me so many times, guys. I'm telling you, you have to stay on top of these companies. They put you on auto pay and they set it and forget it. And sometimes you might get billed 2 or 3 times in 1 month for the same thing. Let me know in the comments below. Has that ever happened to you guys? Anyway, I will put that right here while we dive into our September budget. I have my paycheck budget sheet ready to go right here. So let's pull it out because I'm a lefty, y'all. So I have my calendar spread here, which has all of my bills that are also listed here. But I prefer, just for ease, just to go off of my tracker. That way I can slide this out the way. But I do have some notes that I will refer to once we're done, just to make sure we're not missing anybody. Okay, so here's my paycheck budget. If you see anything you like, feel free to click the links in my bio. I have these listed on my website, RochelleAdamson.com. I just go for easy, okay? So you're gonna notice that my layout is very simple. I like easy budgets that I can even create for my daughter to do. So first up, let's talk about the income, shall we? Okay, so we are projecting an income of $2,900. And I know you're probably like, Rochelle, I know you told us that your husband would get a raise since he signed on permanently. Well, this is where life be lifing. My husband went back to work for the first time a few days ago since traveling and quarantining, and he realized that some things happened and he wasn't able to sign on permanently as of yet. So for now, we are business as usual, working off of the same income that we have been bringing in prior, where hopefully we will get one more stipend in addition to this income. But for now, we're not going to count all of our chickens before they hatch, just a couple of them, just 2,900 of them. And so we're going to work with this base budget. This is the least amount of money that we hope to bring in this Friday just to cover our bills. Okay, so speaking of bills, let's see. I keep a note here. And this is, I think, a hack that you could try if you are trying to get 1 month ahead or at least one paycheck ahead on your bills. So what I do is I leave myself a little mini note. I take some scrap paper, and this is what I keep at the front of my budget binder for every few pays. So my husband was last paid on August the 27th, and that money covered all of our bills up to September the 9th. And so when he gets paid again on September 10th, that paycheck should cover all of our bills up to the 23rd. So what we're going to do is look for all of the bills between the 9th and the 23rd on here and make sure that they've been paid or that they are scheduled to be paid with this budget. Let me know in the comments, have you ever broken down your bills this way just to, make things easier and make sure everybody gets their money on time? But let's keep that right there just to keep us as a reminder. So we can go down the line and start with the mortgage. The mortgage, we are at least 1 to 2 months ahead on at all times, but I still keep reminders on here. I put it up top, in fact, just to make sure, because I was getting low on room. And so our mortgage is due on the 1st of every month. It is $596.64. We pay $640 every 2 weeks like clockwork. So we're going to go ahead and plug that in. Mortgage is going to get $640. We always do a little extra just to help knock out that interest. Okay, so we can say that that is handled. We've already paid our mortgage for October, so it's looking like this might actually be a principal payment. We'll see. We'll find out on payday when I can log in to our mortgage and see whether that is going to be a regular payment or a principal one. Okay, next up is rent. Rent was already paid for the month of September, so we can say yes, that's done, and we can move forward on that. Next up is, let's see, our phone bill. Our phone bill is really wonky. I don't know. Do you guys have Verizon? They say your bill is due on the 8th, but they won't send it till like the 8th. So anyway, we are going to just set aside some money for that. So bills, phone is going to get $186.78. So we can, I like to tack these off as we go just to make sure we've talked about them. Okay, and then next up, let's see, homeschool. Homeschool already came out for the month because remember, some of my bills are 1 month ahead, and so I've used last month's money to pay for them. So we can go ahead and check that off. That's already been handled. Next up is let's go ahead and talk about tests. So we have a Tesla, and we also have already paid Tesla for the month. Like I said, whenever I use our Hawaii sinking fund, I like to see whatever money is left over at the end of a month and go ahead and start paying next month's bills. So we had a good amount left in our sinking fund, our Hawaii sinking fund. So we went ahead and paid our rent and our car payment for the month of September. So that is already done. But what I want to do is go ahead and set some money to the side for next month's Tesla payment. So we will split it down the middle a little bit and put $488 to the side. Next up, let's see, we have Dollar Shave, which is scheduled to come out on the 7th, and it's going to total $10.45. We already have set aside money for that with our last paycheck, so we can go ahead and just put a tack next to that. We don't have to worry about paying that. We just have to wait for it to clear. Next up is Dubsado, which comes out on the 10th. So that's going to be $35. And I already have paid that for the month already. I already have the money sitting in our account waiting for it to clear. So we won't have to worry about that for the month. So this is the type of get ahead energy that I love to do. And I just love to put some money. Every time I have extra money, it's going toward debt, savings, or a sinking fund. Okay, next up is pest control, which is due on the 11th. And so we're definitely going to pay that. And that is for our rental property in Maryland. Pest control, $44.50. So we can put a little check next to that. Next up is Wi-Fi. It's on auto pay, and that's for our home here. And it should total $119.42. We technically already have the money set aside for it, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to put a little tack here, and that's primarily because we had just set up services and gotten it installed and everything. Well, did the installation ourselves with the self-install kit, and so we installed the Wi-Fi and paid for the first month's Wi-Fi. So that's already been taken care of. We're just waiting for it to clear. Okay, so remember our note meant that we only have to cover bills up until the 23rd, so we're getting down into the 20s, and the only other bill we need to worry about is Netflix, and that is going to be $14.83. Okay, so we can put attack there. The rest of these bills can wait until the next time we get paid, which is awesome. And I also keep some notes here at the bottom just to remind myself of a few things. First off, shout out to all the commenters and everybody who told me to cancel Epidemic and cancel Spotify, and you guys are just happy with my free 99 YouTube music selection. Thank y'all. I canceled them, okay? We keeping our coins over here, and we are paying for the things we truly, truly care about. When people say, oh, you know, how do you afford certain things and how do you afford to travel? These are the things that I do every single month. Another thing I had already done was cancel Canva, but I am using Canva, the pro features this month just for 1 month. So I already paid for it out of my personal money and I already canceled it. So it will not be on auto pay. So you don't see it listed here. Another note that I left myself is to remember to check on my Wix websites, for my daughter's website and my website, and also GoDaddy. For both of those domains. I pay for them annually, but I like to keep an eye on when they're coming up to be due, and that way I can make sure I pull the money from out of our business income. I do budget that money separately once a month. And then I have another note on here that reminds me that Tesla, their streaming service, it starts to be a paid service on May 1st, 2022 for us. The first year is included. And basically that just means that the Tesla has data/Wi-Fi and it has a connectivity so that we can stream Netflix and YouTube and all types of stuff right in the car on its own connection. And it's a really good connection to have, especially for the navigation and all of that. It just works seamless without having to use your phone at all. And it's beautiful. And then the last note is for Greenlight. My daughter Eva has a Greenlight debit card, which is a card system for kids to help them save, spend, and give, and also receive their allowance and all of that. And so Eva pays for that every month, but I did get an alert that she was low on money. And so I already reminded her to log in and put some of her Apple Pay money onto there. Okay, so we are all done with this until next payday. See you later. And now let's just go back over and make sure that we have everything else. So we looked at our bills. Now we're going to look at our credit cards. So this is just a tracker that I use. It's huge. It's not sized for my Happy Planner because I don't keep it in my planner. But I like to list all of our credit cards that we actively are using. And I like to look at the due dates and the billing cycle end dates, and make sure that I am ready to make a payment or have it zeroed out every paycheck. I don't do it once a month. I do it 4 times a month, if I'm being honest, because I like to keep a close eye on my credit card spending, because we do have balances on 3 of these. And so I don't want to pay any unnecessary interest. I know I'm going to pay some interest on the 3 that I have a balance, but I would hate to use a credit card and make a $5 purchase and have to pay like 50 cents of interest or something. So those are the type of things that I avoid by having the layout here. So just because you know your due date, it's more important actually for you to know when your billing cycle ends. And so remember, we are focused on the dates 9/10, basically 9/10 to 9/23. And so in between those dates, I'm not even going to focus on the due date. I'm going to mostly focus on the billing cycle date. So Discover, I can already put a note next to. It has already been paid for the month, in the sense that the money is already sitting there. That is a card we have a balance on, so that's good to go. Then our Venture has a balance on it, and we have the money already in our account to handle that. Next up is My Capital One, which I pay for with my business expenses, because that's the card that I use for my business. And so I don't have to worry about that because that's not coming out of this income. I believe in running my business, and any income that I get, as little as it might be, it covers all of the expenses. I don't want to use Micah's money to pay for a business venture that I'm trying. Next up, speaking of Micah, is his Capital One card. This is just a card that he got when he was literally like a teenager or something, and we keep it open just for the history. It usually has a 0 balance. I've already checked it. It has like a $5 balance. He bought a Nintendo game or something online, and so I will definitely pay for that. And if I'm being honest, I'll use my personal money or his personal money. We are very flexible when it comes to stuff like that. We work hard to keep our money freed up, our paycheck money freed up. Then next up, I know technically I have until the 25th, but I'm just going to go ahead and talk about Eva's Capital One credit card. She does have a small balance because she bought something. I can't remember what we bought right before we traveled. That was for her business, but we have the money sitting in her account, so we can just make the payment there. And then Chase is on auto pay. I don't have the balance for that yet, but I will check that, and I'm probably right after this video. Chase is kind of late only because these are relatively new accounts that I have with Chase, and I just noticed that sometimes they're taking a little longer in the beginning. And then I always keep a note on here for Care Credit. That is the credit card that I have had the longest, other than my Capital One. I keep it open and I try to use it like once a year or once every 2 years. But being here on the island of Oahu, Hawaii, I haven't used it yet. So I'm hoping to use it at my next doctor's appointment or next wellness visit, just so I can keep it open and have it, be used. So anyway, that's my credit card tracker. Now, you notice we still have some coins left, right, after doing all of this. So how are we going to spend the rest of it? Just because we spend pay bills, we do other stuff with our money. Remember, we diversifying income and diversifying spending over here. Okay, well, first up, I want to put some money in our Hawaii sinking fund for our rent. And remember, our rent is already paid for the month. I just like to continue to add money to our Hawaii sinking fund to cover that expense because it's so doggone expensive. So we're going to put $940 there. Next up is our personal money. Micah and I usually give ourselves $200 every paycheck. We are decreasing that to $100. And that is just because, like I said, we are working with less money. We care more about our bills being covered, and we want to attempt to live off of the money that we're actually bringing in. Next up, we always save some money. So we're going to put $100 into our emergency fund. We got to put some cash in the cash envelope, so we are going to plan on stuffing our cash envelopes with just a nice, cute $100. Nothing crazy, because remember, we are basing this off of what my husband's minimum check should be. Next up is food. We're going to put $100 in groceries. We really are doing pretty good with our money. I might show you guys how it's going so far with my cash envelopes at the end of this video, so stay tuned and hang around for that. Then I know I have another expense coming out of our Hawaii sinking fund, and it's going to total $41.52, and that's just another setup thing that we had, expense that we are expecting to have to pay, and so I'm going to have it come out of the Hawaii sinking fund. Okay, then I have YouTube. Now, YouTube wasn't due. If we go back to our monthly tracker, it wasn't due until the 28th, because this is all my, bills that come off of my husband's credit card once a month, because we're on a family plan for all 6 of us, my parents, my in-laws, Eva, Micah, and I. And so for some reason, I have it coming out here, but we are not going to mess with the numbers. We are not going to question why I did that. It could be a full-on mistake, but we are going to put it on here. So YouTube is going to be $24.37. I think I know why I did that. I think it's because we pretty much stay ahead with his with the bills that come off of his card, and so maybe I'm just saving the money in advance for when it comes out later this month. Okay, and then next we're going to pay Eva. She got to get her shmoney, so she's going to get $20 for the month. She usually gets $50, but we gave her a nice large amount of money out of the child tax credit from the last 2 months, and so she's stacked. She just bought an Apple Pencil from me, I might add. Yeah. So remember that lost Apple Pencil? I found it. And I was so mad at myself because I had already bought a second one, a replacement one. But Eva has been wanting an Apple Pencil. And so I'm like, hey girl, hey. And so she bought it from me. And also she broke one of my kitchen accessories. And so she Apple paid me money for that too. Anyway, your girl got her shmoney back. It's a win for everybody. Okay, let's see. I think that is everything. That should all total $2,900. You know we got to check. Okay, my numbers were almost good. I realized my error. I was like, why do I have $100 left? But it was because Micah and I get $100 each, which is $200. So this is all correct, and it totals $2,900. So we are good to go. And you know, before we finish our budgeting, the last thing I like to do is to take a look at our income breakdown and see how we diversified. So 32.41% went to rent. Disgusting. 22.07% went to debt payments, 16.83% went to Tesla, 9.33% went to regular bills, 6.9% went to personal, 3.45% went to cash envelopes, 3.45% went to food, 3.45% went to savings, 1.43% went to electronic sinking funds, and 0.69% went to Eva. Okay, so that is how we're looking for our skinny budgeting. That's what I like to call it. And so now I have my little notes over here, which is a reminder to, if at all possible, put some money to the side for car insurance and saving for that. Also put some money toward the nickel challenge. I have a note on here to save $11 a month for renter's insurance, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to cash flow it when it's due because it only equals $124. I'm going to keep a lookout for our water and electric bills because we won't get those until maybe October, our lease agent told us. We made some cancellations. We might have to pause a couple of savings challenges, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I have a note on here to save for Tesla for next month. Keep an eye on our credit cards that have a balance. And these are the 3 videos that I released most recently. Definitely check those out. So the reason why you might be wondering, Rochelle, how are you only budgeting $100 for groceries? Well, let me tell you, it has been going really well with our cash flow so far. I think we are just tired of spending money. And so we are just challenging ourselves to do a pantry challenge, kind of like the shelf timber thing that's been going around. Like for the month of September, you try to use as much as you can out of your pantry, fridge, and freezer, and you just buy only what you need to add to those things to make meals. And so that has been working for us. Like we still have a lot of food left from our last 2 grocery runs. And then I was unpacking my stuff from out of my carry-on from traveling, and I found me some $25. Sure did. And so I'm like, well, let me go in here and share with you guys how it's going so far. So personal money has $10 still. Tips still has $16. Groceries has $53. And this is where I am going to definitely add this $25 in, because this is the only thing we pretty much are spending money on right now. And plus the governor is not locking things back down, but he's going to be making sure that so basically on September 13th, we are going to have some changes based on how we can enter restaurants and stores and all these places. It's just going to be a couple extra hoops. Like you either have to show your vaccination card or you have to get a PCR test done. It's just a thing. And I'm just like, I'm at the point where if I can just avoid going to the stores for this, because the mandate is in effect from September 13th on for 60 plus days. So I'm just like, let's stack this money so we can do a large grocery haul to cover us. I might film that too for y'all. But anyway, $50, $70, $75, $76, $77, $78 is now what we have. And that doesn't include the $100 that we're going to use on payday. So $78. Whoops, I knew I was gonna mess this up. I'm new to this, y'all. I'm adding 25 and now we have $78. Then miscellaneous still has $5. Eat out, we still have $20. Told y'all, no one took me up on my offer for Costco pizza, so I kept my shmoney. And then gifts still has, well, actually it has $5 in here. So minus 15, it has $5 left. So not bad for, you know, a couple days before payday. I'll take it. How are you guys doing? Are you excited for payday? Let me know. Did you already get paid for the first time yet in the month of September? Or are you waiting, you know, like we are for this coming Friday? I will catch you guys in the comments. Until then, I'll see you in the next video. Peace, love, and budgets.